Hi, this is Lionel, the keyboardist from Juliana Down, and you're watching the third update on our road to LA. Last week we worked on our new song, In a Little While. We spoke to Matt Ross from the Rolling Stone magazine, and we visited the Virgin Radio studios. This week we're going to have some insight on James and how he's managing the band and dealing with some of the problems that we've had to face trying to get to LA.
I was in LA last summer and I'd been introduced by a guy I know in London called Alistair Norbury, who's a music lawyer. Really nice guy, and he introduced me to a friend of his called Sat Bisler, who runs A&R Worldwide. They are the organisers of MuseExpo. And then throughout last year we stayed in touch, and then they invited us to come and be a showcase artist at the end of last year, so that's how that worked. It was really cool. It's one of the problems with being in the Middle East is that there's not a whole lot, there's not a particularly big industry around music and entertainment here. And then for the last sort of 4 months or so, 4 or 5 months, we've been managing our own affairs, which largely means that I do it. But with MuseExpo to focus on over the last few months, it's meant that we've had a very clear plan of action for the last sort of 3 months. So everything's been working towards that. But there have been some really big issues coming up over the last few months. Particularly in relation to MuseExpo, we had a big problem with the visas because for me, it's fine. I'm a British passport holder, so I can walk in and out of the States whenever I like. Same for Andrew. Lionel was cool. He's an Indian passport holder. But Deer and Sari are both Lebanese, which means that because the situation in the Middle East at the moment is quite volatile with Iran and Syria and all that, they're having to undergo this extra security check, which can take quite a while to do. So dealing with that has been a bit of a challenge over the course of the last few months. We have to make it happen. We've got to make sure that there's no gaps in the schedule. It's basically like organising a mini tour. And things like visas, it's an easy way of screwing the whole thing up. Now there's a chance, of course, that it'll come through, but it's no better than 50-50.
We also had an open house where people could come down and help us review and perfect our set list for the 2 shows we play in LA. Here's a sneak peek at what happened. This week we went back into the radio station where we spoke to U.A.E and dropped into Virgin Radio to pick the competition winner for those joining us on our trip to LA.
Come alive! Scared and they can help it. Owing to the shape, 'cause
Garcia, congratulations. You are a winner!
That's all for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. Next week, catch us at Republic for our send-off party and also our final preparations for LA. That is if Dia and Sari manage to get their visas processed in time. Find out next week. Lights, cameras, action. Last week okay. Check out the... I want to sound gangster.
Yeah, man.
Hey. This week we went back into... I said this week. This week we went... Again I did that. Why am I reading the news here? It sounds so formal. My time is now. Your time is. I'm so confident off the camera, but on the camera, just everything falls to bleep. In case you want to use that in your blooper. But